Hello everyone, this is Mr. Everett, and today I want to quickly cover the problems in the formative quiz review for dividing fractions. So the first problem we have is 10 divided by 1/6, or how many equal groups of 1, 6, and 10. So 10 divided by 1/6 is 10 to 1 divided by 1/6. I convert my 10 to an improper fraction. Then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So that gives me 60 to 1, which is the same as 60. So my first answer is 60. To divide by a fraction, remember, is to multiply by the multiplicative inverse. 7 divided by 3/4 equals 7 to 1 divided by 3/4. Now I'm going to multiply by the multiplicative inverse. That's 4/3. Nothing to simplify here. 28/3. I'm going to divide 28 top in, bottom out. I believe that's 9, 27, and 1/3 left over. To divide a fraction, to divide by a fraction, we multiply by the multiplicative inverse. So this is the same as 7 to 1 divided by, I'm going to convert this to an improper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 gives me 3/2. Now that I have two numerators and two denominators, I'm going to multiply by the multiplicative inverse. And that gives me 14/3. Top in, bottom out, 5/4. It's 12. 4 2/3. To divide by a fraction is the same as multiplying by the multiplicative inverse. First, I want to convert both of these. I want to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 5 is 21. 21/8 divided by 3/4. Next step, I'm going to multiply by the multiplicative inverse. 21/8. 4/3. In this case, I can simplify before I multiply. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 21 divided by 3 is 7. That gives me 7/2. And I'll come down here, top in, bottom out, 3, 6, 1, 1/2. 3 1/2. So again, if you can multiply fractions, you should be able to divide them. 6 3/4 divided by 2 1/4. Doesn't matter if it's two mixed numbers. You still have to convert your mixed numbers to an improper fraction. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3, 27. Divided by 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Keep the same denominator. Now that I have my two numerators and two denominators, I'm going to multiply by the multiplicative inverse. And here I get to simplify again. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 27 divided by 9 is 3. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I end up with 3 to 1. Which is the same thing as 3. All right, so now that you know the process, now we have to use them in word problems. Lindsay has 3.5 gallons of paint. She plans on using 1 1/4 gallons on each room. How many rooms will she be able to paint? So let's see if I can draw this. I'll do 1 gallon, 2 gallons, 3 gallons, and we'll just call this 1, 2, 3/4 of a gallon, right? So that's 3 3/4 of a gallon. Not a very good picture, but hopefully you get the idea. So I have 1, 2, 3 3/4 gallons. And she's going to use 1 1/4 for each room. So this means in how many rooms will she be able to paint? So she's separating, or you could look at it also as subtracting, but a fast way to subtract is to divide. So 3, I'm taking my 3 3/4 and I'm using 1 1/4 for one room and 1 1/4 for another room, and so on and so forth. So that's division. So I have 3 3/4 divided by 1 1/4. Now that we know it's division, we just use our rules. So I need 2 numerators and 2 denominators. So I'm going to convert these into improper fractions. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. And 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. To divide is to multiply by the multiplicative inverse. So that gives me 3. So she can paint 3 rooms. Okay, we're at 7 minutes, so I'm going to stop this video and finish the last 3 problems on a separate video. See you soon.